Hi guys, it's Carissa. I just wanted to update. I don't feel very good right now, but just while everything's fresh in my mind, I just want to update everything in terms of where we stand for going ahead with an IVF cycle next month. So I ran out of my metformin prescription and I didn't realize I was getting close to running out on that, and that is prescribed through my gynecologist's office, and it is a doctor I've seen once, I believe. In the pursuit to find a doctor that was sensitive to PCOS and that would be helpful and encouraging in terms of trying to conceive, I did find a doctor that came recommended to me. He works in the practice that my mother goes to. And he's an older man. He's, I would guess, in his 70s. He might be older than that. But he's very proactive and he's very sensitive to what I'm going through. And I do appreciate that. Apparently, after seeing me last, he called my primary care doctor and discussed my history with her in terms of my health, my heart, my organs, the tests they've done before, my blood pressure, which is high and they don't know why. But it's always been high. I weighed like 80 pounds less than this about 10 years ago, and my blood pressure was still high then. I just look like an endocrine disaster, and because I'm one of the only people in my family that have any of these types of issues, I mean, the blood pressure runs in the family, but everyone else smokes, and I've never smoked a cigarette, and I don't know, it's frustrating because doctors only go so far with me before they get kind of tired of it, and so just based on my lifestyle and my blood work and all of my medical history, they have a really hard time trying to figure out what to do next with me. And when I did tell him that we were pursuing IVF, he didn't tell me not to, but he kind of put the brakes on it, saying he wanted to do a lot more research and look into other options for us. Basically what he said was he wants to talk to people who perform bariatric surgery because he doesn't want to recommend that for me necessarily, but he wants to ask them about maybe patients who have similar situations to mine, what they recommend and what they think could be helpful for me. He also wants to talk to the IVF doctors that he knows and that work through their practice. He says that most of them are very young guys who are new to it, and he wanted to pick their brain. And then he also wanted to discuss my situation with the women's cardiology department, whoever and wherever they are, and also run extensive blood work tests, which is fine. Every time I go to the doctor, it doesn't matter what doctor it is, I get asked about certain types of blood test results, and they want to run more, and they want to run some of the same ones again, and I'm used to that by now. I don't know. I get it, I guess. I mean, his main issue is, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Do we try and figure out why I can't lose weight or have trouble losing weight, or why I can't get pregnant, and see which is the issue? If I did somehow lose weight, would that make me more fertile? Or if I just jumped in and did IVF, would it work? And could I, from that point, try and figure out what's wrong? And I know my dietary habits aren't perfect by any measure, but I would be willing to bet they're much better than most people's. And I am just very confused. I have gone from working out several days a week and working at a gym where I was surrounded by fitness and I was doing some kind of physical activity every day and going and lifting weights on top of it. I took enough classes for them to set me up to become a Zumba instructor. I worked out a lot and I didn't budge at all with my weight, and I have been angelic with food and I've been naughty with food, and my weight stays about the same at all times. So I understand that they want to figure out what's wrong. it of course makes me want to take drastic measures, like put me on a liquid diet for 3 months, you know? Somebody just tell me what liquids to drink and in what quantities, and I will just do that instead. And I know that that's drastic, but I get frustrated and I get fed up with it, just like some of my doctors do. I mean, and one of the nurses at the last practice I was at just kind of would shake her head at me and frown because I think that they just don't really know anymore what to do. So I don't know if I should postpone IVF. I don't know if I should wait. Basically, I'll have to decide, though, because I was looking to start on or around the 11th of this month, and, you know, with baselines and everything, and my blood test results won't all be in until, like, the 14th. And that's when my gynecologist said that he would call me and go over what he's found out from the different departments and different specialists he talks to. And, you know, he wasn't saying to drop everything and stop going where you're going and do IVF with the guys that I know. By no means was he saying or doing any of that. And I was led to believe at my last appointment that he is friendly with and familiar with the main IVF doctor at my old clinic. So, you know, it's not like he's trying to hook me up with one of his friends or trying to better someone else's practice in any way. I think he just really wants to point me in the right direction. And I appreciate that so much. It's almost a little bit frustrating for me, though, now, to be like, oh, so somebody's paying attention now. After years of going to different doctors and telling my story and having them just kind of run blood tests, say what they thought might be the problem. No one has suggested any kind of weight loss surgery. This is the first time a doctor has really specifically mentioned it. I have personal feelings against it. I don't know. So I'm really confused right now. I don't know what to do. I'm kind of leaning towards waiting to see what he says. And starting in September and making sure my cycle's regulated and everything like that. Since the metformin ran out, I have had trouble with my menstrual cycle. It wasn't here, it wouldn't show up, and then when it did show up, it kind of never left. And I'm still spotting to this day, less and less each time, but still, you know, I should have been far, far from this position. I should be looking to start my next cycle soon, rather than still having the tail end of the last ones. But I kind of feel like, and I understand completely, I kind of feel like he and his family and anybody else, you know, close to us would probably say, just try it, just screw it and try it, and then you can do all the research you want after the fact. But I don't know. I feel like that's irresponsible and a waste of money, and it's a very emotional thing to get myself wrapped up in. So I don't know what to do. But that's where things stand right now. I'll probably go and have my blood drawn tomorrow just to get it in as quickly as I can. I think it is a fasting blood draw, so I can't do it today. But I think the hardest part about all of this is feeling like I don't want to be the decision maker, but I should be completely in charge of all of this. I should be the one who does make the decisions. So I'm going to have to do some thinking and some research, but that's where everything stands right now. And when I have a better idea of what's going on and what the plan of action is, I will update you. So thanks, guys. Talk to you later.